I was one of those fellows that always loved to go to work in the morning. I couldn't wait to get here. I liked it a lot. I liked the whole school. I liked the students. And while I don't know many schools, I know many in the state, that I don't believe there is one that has this kind of feeling that we have toward our school.
I taught biology, animal behavior, botany, zoology, all the biological sciences. I had the best room in the building. I had a fish pond, I had a waterfall. Facilities were fantastic. I felt I had stepped into educational heaven because it was just great.
I must say that overall, the most impressive thing was the tremendous dedication of the staff. Wonderful staff, well qualified, very good teachers.
We did not have a lot of turnover in our faculty as I see in other schools. People stayed there for a long time.
Loyalty and pride are two words that come to mind. There was a loyalty to the school by the students and by the staff as well, and a pride of the faculty in their product and in the students who graduated.
I recall when I was teaching English, at the time we had to, in between periods, go out into the halls and make sure the kids didn't kick their heels up and all. And I used to see these kids walking by. What are they going to be like 10 years from now? You know, it's really an interesting thing for me. And you build a product in business and you can see how it operates and then it's done after a while. But in teaching, you never know the extent of your effectiveness, but you hope it's a positive. And you just pray a lot and say, help me teach these kids what they need because it's not getting easier out there.
It's all about caring. People care for you, you care back, and you pass it on. And this building was instrumental in me wanting to become a teacher and a coach, and that fulfilled my life.
In joining the Arlington staff, Kim was immersed into a culture of athletic excellence which had already spanned over 50 years. The athletic department had a long memory and a soft spot for tradition, and in 1967 the boys' gymnasium was renamed for former athletic director Walter Grace.
Of course, Pappy Grace was the athletic director at that time, and it was named in honor of him.
Pappy
One of
Grace.
the all-time great people. He was a super guy. He always said that the trophies, and he won 1 million trophies, didn't mean as much to him as the cards and hearing from the kids when they came back. Just a wonderful man. They couldn't have picked a better person to name it for.
He was the athletic director, but he was a great man. And because my father worked there and I always hung around the school, Mr. Grace would take me on the away basketball games and football games.
Like Pappy Grace before him, Coach Russ Addis made an indelible mark on the Arlington Athletic Department. Having already spent 16 years teaching PE and coaching the track teams, Coach Addis was named athletic director in 1965.
Integrity, honesty, and loyalty. That defines Russ Addis. A man of great character whose industry and sincerity made him so many friends and earned him the respect of his colleagues during his distinguished career in education. That's Russ Addis. He traveled from the near north side of Chicago to Wells High School and University of Illinois and back to Chicago before finally arriving at 28-year-old Arlington High School in 1950. He arrived as a temporary replacement for an ailing track coach and stayed until the school's emotional closing ceremony in 1984 when he read a speech in rhyme that he had created for the sad occasion.
Some men dream of greatness, some men achieve greatness, some men have greatness thrust upon them. Because of you, the students, past and present, because of you, the faculty, past and present, Arlington dreamed of greatness. Arlington achieved greatness. Arlington had greatness thrust upon it.
Through the years, Addis, a man of boundless energy whose dedication to physical fitness is legendary, impacted so many young people in positive ways. As he launched the cross-country program, built the track team into a state powerhouse, molded popular summer Park District athletic programs, and guided a successful athletic department as athletic director. The name of Russ Addis is synonymous with Arlington High School. They'll always be linked together. Cardinals forever.
In my time, Russ was a PE teacher and a track coach, and he was straight out of college. And then our sons knew him as athletic director.
I arrived at Arlington in March of 1950.
and I taught physical education for 16 years. And in 1965, I became the athletic director until 1984. And they closed the high school and I retired.
You know, I've been out of high school 52 years, and Coach Russ Addis was much older than me, but boy, he was Mr. Addis. I had to stop calling him Mr. Addis maybe when I was 50 years old. I mean, he's always Mr. Addis, and that's the feeling you had for him.
He's always coached me,
yeah.
for sure.
And I knew we were in good hands with Russ Addis as our athletic director. He was an excellent administrator. He kept people organized and happy, and he was very outgoing in his expressions of things. Very rarely, and I can't remember one incident where we ever got together to have a talk about a teacher or a student athlete or anything. He did the whole thing, and I helped out when he asked me to.
Looking back and reflecting on all those wonderful years at Arlington, we, the students, were truly blessed and fortunate to have such a devoted staff that guided us through our high school years with such grace. Faculty, administrators, and staff led us by example. Treating everybody with respect and dignity was a common tool that we students observed on a daily basis. I'm not suggesting that this school was perfect, and I'm well aware the staff had difficult and challenging days. But what was unique was their passion and willingness to guide us when needed, and also to impose discipline when appropriate. Educators today are sometimes misunderstood individuals, and often do not get the positive attention they deserve. We owe an enormous amount of gratitude to these wonderful people, and on behalf of 18,000 graduates, I say thank you.